only
fuck
one up.
Fuck you and your topics. Everyone, welcome back to
Like Jesus Christ, we have risen.
yeah, because the last time audio got corrupted,
Yeah, you know how it is. Things in the
Yeah.
audio world like just
like
not
that
easy
that
to
would
make
be
on.
a less embarrassing excuse. But what happened actually was our sound engineer
Yeah.
completely shit the bed. Didn't you, James?
One job.
We bastard.
But
Also
this-
made funnier by the 20 minutes he takes at the start of every podcast to make
Yeah,
sure
get
everything's
everything-
recording.
everything ready, and then accidentally records
My check.
records on the laptop
Over there
microphone.
twisting his wee knobs and fucking buttons.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Loves his knobs. This one.
Oh, do you
Loves
know
his
what?
knobs.
And it was a St. Paddy's Day podcast as well. Like, we missed
Yeah.
like all the fucking hijinks we got at the end.
Well,
Yeah,
you
in
never
fairness,
know.
yeah, you actually didn't tell a whole lot of stories about the.
It was
Whatever.
pretty cool. But anyway, if we make a Patreon, as we always say, you know, those little secret episodes are going to make it on there. So
You can pay for more shitter content.
yeah, so shittier
Worse
content.
content.
Wash our thing.
But think about this: no one else is going to be listening to those, so you're going to be a part of the elite group.
I might accidentally delete them.
Twins.
Forever.
Right.
There's
So,
a few mic adjustments to be about.
What have you been up to, guys?
Nothing. End podcast.
I've been working out the mathematical equations of how to.
Thought that sentence was going to finish after working out there for a second. I was thinking,
Spoof.
I want a sugar.
It's not really that funny, to be honest. Like, I feel like I'm in decent shape for a 21-year-old man. That's a lie. Oh my god!
You're an old man.
Shut up.
Old.
People who are 29 are still considered
man.
young.
Spoof.
No,
Yes, they.
it's middle age, mate.
No, it's not. Middle age is like 50. That's technically middle age. Or 45 is technically middle age because when we lived, like, we're 80 now or
82s
something.
or life expectancy. Isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. General population. life
Now when you're out
expectancy.
there eating meat on the Lord's Day, Jesus
God,
Christ, you guys have
tonight.
you have no respect. Look,
Yeah, happy Good Friday.
you have no respect for.
I got a
what-
triple decker chicken bacon surprise. Like, that's what I got. in
No
Tesco
respect.
because if you're all having premarital sex out there, you don't need to not eat meat on Good Friday.
Well, I got some food.
Plus, fish, like,
Then
do
I'm
they
not,
not
I'm
know-
not even doing that either.
do they not know biology? Like, fish is technically a meat too. What is the actual? What's the thing behind it? It's because he fed them
yeah, feeding
fucking
the
fish and bread and all.
No, I swear it's just like some technicality because he said it was like he can't eat like
Red meat.
beasts or something. Nah, I don't think he said red meat. I don't think they knew what that was. Like,
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to differentiate. Well, they wouldn't have thought that. I think it was just that they said don't eat meat, and people were like, "Well, he never said fish, technically." So I
Yeah,
feel like we
well,
could eat that.
fucking gubs. What are you doing?
Anyone
Sorry.
anyone who doesn't
on.
eat meat on that day, kind of like, come on, wise up. Like, what is it? Like, you're the
What are
type
you
of
about?
people that like take it way too seriously. Like, come on,
Yeah,
let's be honest.
it's not real.
What's not real?
Nothing.
Next.
Nothing.
Next on the agenda.
Anyway, what I was saying was I was helping work out the mathematical equations of how to unstick that evergreen boat from the Suez Canal. Like, I was on that.
What
team.
about that? I actually saw a wee funny meme about.
Apparently, I thought that was kind of funny. Like, him boat kind of fucked up, turned sideways, but apparently it like
It cost.
caused a serious amount of damage to countries that don't
Yeah.
have food or
Yeah.
anything.
What was on that boat?
Fucking
Like
toilet roll.
everything, like.
It's toilet roll mostly.
Was it?
No.
Yeah,
I know, but
I
I
was
was
thinking.
trafficking.
Do you know what the weirdest thing is? That people always freak out about toilet roll shortages, but
Yeah, that's
I think toilet roll is one of the only productions that every country does themselves. It's paper. It's
Yeah.
not that big.
I-
People freak out about toilet roll going.
because I saw like a news clip. It was like toilet roll again is going to be.
Also, half the world doesn't use toilet roll, like, so.
That's a lie.
What do you think they use?
I had a
Leaves.
It's not
what?
toilet roll.
So you think
In the-
some wee
in the jungle.
poor Somalians out there like
Yeah, but I'm talking.
can't have a fucking, and he's just like, thank God I've got my Andrax.
Yeah, 3 triple ply.
He uses
Sent-
Andrax.
Yeah,
sent-
he's just-
Scented triple ply. Like,
Yeah, they use their hands.
to wipe their arse.
Probably.
That's what you're taught in secondary school. Like.
That's a lie. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, fucking
In
secondary
what
school,
class are
you
you
go to
talking about picking your arse? Like,
I don't
Art.
know. Yeah, art, mate.
I
Did you see that thing in the news? Do you know what? I have like a few things to talk about here, but they're all applicable like last week. No.
But well, that's great. Look,
Yeah, so
I was too busy doing my dissertation, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry that some.
Yeah, whatever. We're students. I don't know. We don't know. We haven't worked a day in our life. We're just lazy and whatever. We just kind of ruin everything. Yeah.
But I do know that you don't need toilet roll to get by. Like.
I was talking to this boy at uni today, like, and I was saying, brain fart.
Good one.
I was saying,
Try again.
how much
Jesus
work.
Christ. Them 2 wee brews fucked
Yeah.
you up, like.
Spaced out, man.
Baggy you.
And what were you telling them?
I think it's this. I think
So
it's these earphones.
unprofessional.
Like, I don't even know what the fuck it is. I was just telling him how much work, like, out of our group, would I be the one who works the most? Maybe between me and Ethan.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Said pretty. I'd be up there a wee bit.
spoof.
Not
Between
to
me and
toot
Ethan.
my own horn.
And like, he was like, "Oh yeah, what's the crack down like your way these days or whatever?" Like, cause I know, just talking shit, you know how it is. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I would, like, out of our group, I would do a hefty amount of work compared to everybody else." Like, and he was like, "Oh, that's weird," because in terms of me and him, we both do the least work out of the class, almost, you know, that way.
Yeah.
And like, then like imagine you meeting one of these people who do one of the most works out of the class. You know what I mean?
So basically you're saying
In
we're not
terms of-
fucking nerds, we're just cool guys.
Yeah, we're just cool. We don't do work. What are you trying to say? Like, if we met someone who was hardworking in our own course, we'd be like, oh, I'm gonna change my ways and start.
It wasn't
like,
even if
compete.
you met them. It was just the comparison of how much time they spend on doing university as opposed to us.
What
Like,
is it
in
that
terms of me and them? There's a big difference.
you're recommended to like take university as if it was like a part-time job
No,
or like a
full-time
full-time
job.
job. So
For
like,
every
you're-
so like 9 to 5, you should be working on it every week and then maybe take weekends off.
well, like, do you know that? Is your modules measured in that ECTS? So like 5 credits. Is a
James,
module?
I don't have a fucking
Yeah.
clue.
No.
And I'm
Mine's-
graduating in like 3 months. Fuck.
Mine's Pearson BTEC.
I
Let's go.
haven't I haven't listened for 3 years. I know not like
This was my exact point. You know what
I
mean?
like okay, I passed the test, I passed the year, I do good and stuff like in things that they tell me to do, but I haven't listened whatsoever. I have no clue what I'm supposed. Like, am I supposed to just look for a job? What am I supposed to do here?
My thing's also like,
I'm fucked.
if somebody employs me and they be like, "Here, do that there," and I'm going to look at them like, "I
Nah.
don't do that." What do you
'Cause
want me
you've
to do?
no industry experience. Luckily, me come from Pearson's BTEC, Belfast Met. Shout out HND courses. Overlooked, I think, in academics, but
Yeah,
what they
for
do
all
is
the,
they provide like a
for all the international viewers, HND stands for Higher National,
national
Diplomacy.
diploma. And they kind of like they incorporate a 50-50 where you get your industry kind of not really, but you get your practical aspects loads and you get your theory and stuff. So then it means that you're really prepared.
It's
for when it
strange that
comes
you always tooting the horn, but yet so desperate to get in to Queens. Woo!
I'm only
Shooting in all St.
desperate. I'm only
Louis.
desperate to get into Queens because it's just a higher
It's class.
level of education.
Is a university third level?
What? No, it's fifth.
No.
Again, don't know.
Like
Mate,
it's
I'm s-
level 5.
I'm out here. I'm sixth.
Nah, mate. A university degree is level 8.
Why are you asking them then?
No, but do you know why they said
Oh,
third level
no.
education?
Second year.
Oh,
Wait,
What's
hold on.
that?
I don't know.
Third level
No fucking
education
clue.
is like college and university.
I don't like.
There's things you just don't need to know in life, and
There's things that you
But-
do need to know and you aren't taught it. Like
But like,
that's true. I was actually having this conversation with somebody the other day, and what were we talking about? I think it's what is a drawback on your mortgage or a drawdown?
yeah, right. Okay,
Snooze.
okay, I understand that, right? But
What
I've,
is that?
Okay.
I've seen so many clips and so many memes of people being like, they see like 5-minute crafts or something, or like some guys say something about taxes or like get a mortgage and then like kind of explaining the basics, and people in the comments being like,
Why aren't we got this?
and I got taught that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Jeez, why are they not teaching this in school? And you're like,
That's like the one thing people say about.
yeah,
biology.
that annoys me so much. It's like, okay, choose a class that involves that. Then, like, what are you talking about? Like,
But
you
no
get
classes
taught.
involve that.
you-
Business studies don't.
yeah, but
surely
you
economics has a bit of
yeah, but
Nah,
still, right? Hold on.
finance.
Right.
And you don't do finance in secondary school.
You go to school to
I don't know.
learn these topics, right? Who
Yeah.
cares about that stuff? Learn it in your own time. Fuck off. Stop saying like, oh, I wish I was taught this in school. Do you really? Do you really want to be sat down and talked about taxes
Yeah.
and fucking
No
mortgage?
thanks.
Yeah. Like, what does that even mean? And if you're so interested in it, go look it up and teach it yourself. You don't need to be in school to learn stuff. That's what I've learned throughout my years of education.
That's my 2 cents on the matter.
Yeah, like most of the time I've taught the stuff myself. Like,
But I honestly feel I haven't got
especially
like.
this year.
It's my own fault. You know, it's my own fault. But being at the very end, I'm like, I don't think I had a uni experience whatsoever. Like, do you know when people?
What do you classify as a uni?
Well, no, I don't really mean that as a whole. I mean, my uni experience was just drinking for 3 years,
Yeah,
which
that's,
That is
which I
unique,
think is a
Is
uni
most
experience
people's-
in most
yes.
in Northern Ireland.
But then I also am like, oh, maybe I should just like fucking dust by Queens for a bit. I don't know, like, done
What do you mean?
something.
Be like a
to
wee
do-
research assistant or something?
No, I don't know, but like I always see people in my course and like they know like the lecturers' names and stuff.
Yeah, that stuff's weird.
And I'm sitting there like
You wish you were a bit more hands on.
yeah, like I wish I went to things and like did stuff. I guess it's probably because I'm freaking out now. That's the end, but
Oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I don't really care. But it's just it's strange like seeing how other people have done.
There's also literally nothing stopping you from just going in tomorrow and being like, I'm going to do another degree in something else.
Oh yeah, well,
mission,
money.
mission restart.
money
Probably get some funding or something.
from who?
The bank. I wonder, could you just go to the loan and be like, I want to start a new course. Can you just give me
Well,
money
you
for
get covered up to 5 years, don't you? So you don't even need to pay
No.
one more.
But apparently, if you have a degree though, you don't get another one.
Is that right?
Yeah, you get 5 years for
one course?
one course. Yeah.
Hmm.
I know
Well-
they do have some. They do
Why
have
is that fair whenever there's like so many fools who's like in their 3rd year of repeats of 1st year? You know what I mean?
because they're rich.
Nah, a lot of these people aren't rich.
Wait, what are you talking
No,
about?
he means that because they get technically 2. Like if I'm done this year, I've had 3 years, but they still have to pay it back eventually.
Yeah.
they do.
Well,
Well, I
actually,
got
you don't actually. If
I
you-
got a few extra years, like some bit of a spastic.
like realistically, you could just like push it off forever, and then
Mm.
hopefully they just get rid of it one day.
I saw a girl on Twitter the other day and she posted, will student loans ever fuck off? All they ever want is money off.
Yeah, like it'd be annoying though if you paid it and then they got rid of them.
What do you mean?
Well, like I'm pretty sure like Labour said that they were
Oh,
going to
they're
get rid
gonna,
of them.
like,
and
write
stuff,
off
but,
them.
but then the problem is that everyone over is like, no, fuck that, because I paid for it.
So
these
everyone else
cunts
has to.
can't-
Yeah.
Yeah, what can you do?
Where do they go to? Universities again? They pump back in?
Well, I guess the government just gives it out and then they just
Yeah.
want it back, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's government money.
Well, there's
I thought
interest
it
on
was
them.
tax, wasn't it? No.
What?
I thought it was people's taxes that go to paying people's student loans.
Nah.
Because it comes from the government, doesn't it?
No, but the government has just other funds.
Avenues.
Yeah.
Government
think.
can find money out of. Who knows
Yeah, well, they
where.
can print it. Do whatever the fuck they want. Like.
Yeah, right.
That's
now.
scary.
I when I was doing my wait, what did you say?
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just when I was doing my dissertation, like I just can't, like, the moment I have to do work, I then become so like creative and like want to learn about anything other than my fucking
Yeah.
dissertation.
I get that.
I started just like I think I like for a whole night I just spent reading on like geopolitics in the world and like where the next world war is going to break out and stuff, and I got depressed and I
What
was
was the
like,
answer? Europe?
Israel.
no, there's two, no,
No, you
there's
fool.
because like the world population is like fucking skyrocketing, and like some places aren't gonna have enough water, and then other places are just
Oh, yeah.
damming off. So there's like 2 places like in Ethiopia, they're damming off the Nile,
Yeah, I think Ethiopia
which will literally
already has like water wars going on within it.
yeah. So they're gonna dam the top of the Nile, and it means so they paid off like North Sudan, I think, to be like, we will give you electricity if you're just sweet with us, and they were like, right, whatever. And then Egypt, who's like a population of
Like put it, like stop the water. flow
yeah,
Of the biggest river in the world, longest river in the world.
Fattest river in the world.
because technically, like,
River.
whoever controls the source controls the rest.
Yeah.
So they're doing it, and Egypt's just like, no, and they're like, and what?
Did they use the Nile for drinkable water?
Yeah.
Did they purify
guess.
it?
Yeah,
It's
must do.
fucking gross. It's like brown.
Where do you think you get all water?
Yeah, true enough.
Mountains.
Like, it comes from somewhere, yeah, but that
Yeah.
goes into a river. like.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
whatever.
wrecked
But,
the
Geography.
plant or whatever, like.
So that's one thing, and also China has like become allies with like so many countries in Africa.
That's like when you're playing Civ,
100%. They literally have, because
preparing for war.
remember
This is
the
scary,
whole
I don't like this stuff.
remember the thing. Do you know the one child policy? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so what that means is that China's going to have an aging population, so they're like on the clock here. Do you know the way like you always hear China news? They're like putting like battleships in like the Chinese like sea and stuff, and they're kind of like
Just doing
doing
weird
all
stuff.
this like they're putting their fingers in all the pies. It's because they know that they've only got a certain like about 20 years to 30 years before their population becomes old as fuck. And Russia's the same because of like the old Soviet stuff and all. Like so that's why they're so like aggressive, because their whole like military might is based on just like the amount of them, like, and they know that will eventually run out, so they're trying to make this this kind of like just huge, like take as much land as they can now and then hope that they can hold it off in the future in case they
So what they're going to try to say is that they should start a war within the next 20 years because that's the only time they'll be fit for it.
And realistically where it might happen is again, China took over Tibet, which is on the Himalayas, and all of the Brahmaputra, the Ganges, and the other, what's the other Indian river?
The Kama Sutra.
No,
That is a
that's
book
the
about
sex book.
sex.
The Brahmaputra, the Ganges. There's another one, and China's building 100 dams to block them off. So that means India will just like, and India's an ally of the US.
Damn.
So it's
Wait.
either they're gonna like, well, like, what's the choices like?
Hold on. See if fucking COVID eventually eases as a global situation and then we immediately jump into a third world war. I'm going to be pretty fucking ticked off. I'm going to have to...
We're draft age as well.
I think eventually I'm going to have to intervene if it gets to that point.
You're
Like,
gonna have to
I'm going to have to jump in.
put your hat in the ring.
Right, if World War III happens, hypothetically, would they use nuclear missiles and stuff?
No.
No.
Why?
Because everyone would just... what's it? It's called...
There hasn't been a total
I
war.
remember you talked about this last time, and I heard about it. It's called like mutual
Mutual
destruction.
annihilation.
Yeah, I remember reading
No,
this in a
it was
book one
something
time,
else.
and it was
Mutual-
like retaliation or something. I don't know. It was like
I remember
it's-
I heard it, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's
if a
what it
child
is."
throws a stone in at your house and it breaks a window, you are not allowed to like crush his skull or something. That was the way the book explained it. Like it was funny.
But basically, that like there hasn't been like a total war where like a country has just like spazzed out since like the Roman times. Like
What about the North Korea?
even in
what do you call
see,
what do you call Hiroshima? And
yeah,
can
but
you- can you-
like so, but like looking at World War II, right? In World War One, chemical weapons were used.
Yeah.
In World War II, there was no chemical weapon. Well, there wasn't civilians, in the Holocaust. But but like that's weird, isn't it? That even when they were losing that war so badly, they never resorted to chemical warfare. Like you know, so
it's against
you
the-
kind of know like there's no point in destroying everybody because
Yeah,
you will
because you can't-
you can't.
What's the point, like?
But the only kind of caveat to that is,
Fear.
weirdo countries like North Korea, who have not like they know they're kind of fucked regardless. They might just be like,
might as well
Fuck
end
it.
all of mankind.
but then you just gotta hope that there'd just be like a coup or something, and usually in history they're like the guys at the top will be like, no.
I actually meant to talk about this last week. Did any of you read anything on that? How do you even fucking pronounce this? Myanmar.
Myanmar, yeah.
Did any of you read anything about that coup?
No, I saw a bit like when it happened.
Where was it?
It's
Did you see like
beside Bangladesh. It's modern day Burma.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Actually,
I've absolutely no idea. You can explain it to me if you want, as if I'm a layman.
where was Burma? When did Burma disappear? Go away.
When there was a coup,
the last
the
coup?
the last time to put that woman in power. Do you know the old woman that then was cooed out of it? Like,
So there've been 2 coups.
yeah.
Been many coups.
So what? Wait, so they just keep like cooing people and then be like, right, this one's gonna be the right one, and then they're like, oh, might as well just
Yeah.
stay. So this is the
Kinda happens
military
a lot.
doing this, right? Because it's the
Yeah.
military that performs a coup, right?
Yeah.
So what? They just keep
Crazy.
putting people in power and be like, I don't like them.
No, not that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, nope, not
Yeah.
him.
Let's try again.
Yeah, it's kind of a yeah. I was just looking at this being like Wipeout.
I think
It's
like
not gonna be epic.
the world found out because some girl was like recording a TikTok or something weird like this. Like
Oh wait, so this is going on without people knowing?
This was going on a couple of weeks ago.
yeah.
Oh, serious? Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. In the same country that had 2 coups beforehand.
Uh,
So
Is
they've gone
this-
3
I don't know,
coups.
I'm sure there's
I,
loads of coups.
I,
in
to
loads
be
of
fair, I
countries.
don't. I really fucking know not that much about Burma.
What was?
I just know.
Why did they change the name? I don't know.
Um,
like.
Because of the cuckoo.
I feel like it wasn't called Burma not that long ago, wasn't it? Not
no. Well, I know for a fact, and like,
like otherwise it wouldn't be
Yeah.
in our knowledge that it was
Yeah.
called Burma ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like all I know, know for sure is
And
after
where
the
exactly
Second World War, it
is-
was called Burma.
Where exactly is Burma?
Beside Bangladesh, so it's India, Bangladesh, Burma,
I'm not
or
gonna lie.
Myanmar.
I am not
They're
gonna
probably
lie.
getting annoyed if you call it Burma, wouldn't they? All of our Myanmar.
Well, I don't know. It could be like a.
Wait, it's
fucking-
called Myanmar now.
Yeah,
Ireland and Northern Ireland.
yeah. It could be something like that. I'm
Cool.
guessing there's some sort of reason behind it.
Yugoslavia and
Maybe it was a monarchy or something like that, and then they got rid of it, and then they were like, it caused something else.
Wish there was a coup in England.
Could what?
Might be.
Imagine that.
um,
Imagine doing a coup and then just like, I would just love
Can't
just.
do a coup in Northern Ireland. No military.
I'd love to challenge like Matt Hancock to, like, one of those like old
A
style duels, like where we
Yeah.
get our little gloves off and slap the shit out of each other. Like
He'd probably beat you.
he wouldn't.
He probably would.
He looks like a. Actually, to be fair, he's got like big bug-eyed alien eyes. So he probably
Mm.
sees like attacks coming from like a mile off. Like he probably sees, like flies like seeing like 1,000 frames per second, so they can like dodge hands and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
did, you
what.
ever
Yeah.
see, did you ever see that movie Hancock? That's him.
oh, yeah. It's based on his life.
He's like a super android. I hate him. I'm not gonna lie. Actually,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
wait, do I
I
hate
don't
him?
know what he looks like. Do you know that one?
Yes.
Because I'm always
Well,
getting
you know,
fucking. There's always thumbnails of his. For some reason, BBC News always chooses the exact same thumbnail of him on like a Zoom call, like bugging out into the camera.
No,
I think
have
they're
like
all new
very,
pictures. They're just,
I have very
you just
few,
see him
uh,
face.
like English politicians in my mind. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
I don't want people to
think
be
they
annoyed at
should.
me. I don't hate Matt Hancock. Okay, I just kind of.
I don't know
him.
if that's the reason people's gonna be annoyed at you.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty across the board that everyone hates him.
He's so. He's just.
What,
Dude,
what
does
is it?
anyone
Is it
not?
the
Does
health?
anyone
Yeah.
not think that everyone who gets put into political power can always can just looks like a cartoon sketch or something?
Yeah,
They never just look like normal people.
They aren't. They're politicians. They're lizards. Like.
Yeah, they are. Like you look like someone had drawn them on a cartoon and then just brought them to life.
Did you see there's like a far right person trying to get into, like, I don't know, the prime minister ship? Is that what you call it? Prime ministerial position of England?
Cabinet.
I don't know. He was
Yeah,
like
I don't
slating Sadiq Khan during the week. Like, I was thinking,
Slating what?
you can't do that.
Slating
Sadiq
what?
Khan.
Sadiq Khan.
Is that the wee? Is it the president,
Prime Minister.
prime minister of
India.
India?
No,
No, it's not.
he's the former mayor of London.
Well, and that's his name.
Yeah,
Sadiq Khan.
Is that racist?
Yeah.
kind of.
Ooh. I didn't know that.
What do you call the other Privy Patel? She's a fucking racist, like. She's the foreign secretary.
Is she?
Yeah,
Of the UK.
yeah. She like hates Ireland. She hates India. She's
Oh,
from
no.
What's the prime minister of Asian?
Asian.
What's the prime minister of India? Like Stephen Smith or something?
We actually know the prime.
Yeah, I can't
Modi, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, it is.
Is Modi still the prime?
I think so. Yeah.
Have they swapped the names around? Like the foreign secretary of India is called like
Nah, people love Modi.
William
Don't they?
Wellington.
Remember we learned about
Yeah.
him on geography, like, and he was like, "Big up Modi."
He
What
made,
was he
he made
doing?
a phone for everyone.
Yeah.
He like made a really cheap phone, gave it to everyone. So everyone in India is now on TikTok.
That's mad. Do you remember Hitler made
That actually
like,
might be a thing.
Yeah.
Now that I think about that, I've just put that together.
Might
Maybe.
just-
Here,
might
oh
just
yeah.
unwrap
Do you
it.
know what they're doing right now?
Strings of
Fucking liking our Noisy Boys fucking picture. Like.
Oh,
yeah, okay, this is this,
This
is
is so weird.
This is a disclaimer.
Shout out.
Okay, so we have an Instagram page. Follow it.
Shout out.
Noisy Boys
What's that?
Podcast. What?
Noisy Boys podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Not
Yeah.
the, but just
I don't
noisy.
know.
No, just Noisy Boys Podcast. Classic. You know the score. Anyway, so last night I was getting notifications on it because I run the account, and I noticed like that someone had liked it that I didn't know that didn't follow it. So I was like, oh, that's strange. And then I looked over and it was like, and 98 others, and I was like, this is weird. So I went on and it had like 100.
weird. Suspicious.
And I was like, this is very suspicious. And I went on, like fucking 150 likes or something. I was like, what is going on? This is weird because we only have like 22 followers.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Shout out.
Bump those numbers up. Anyway.
Shout out the boys.
Shout out all the 22.
Shout out the dogs.
Yeah, shout out the 22, the real ones. Like, but
GBM.
yeah. So every time I refreshed, 300 for refresh, 400, 500, and I was like, Instagram is gonna see this and think we are paying for likes and we're gonna go down. And it was
And yeah, it turns out
'Cause-
Daniel spent £80 on likes. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
it does.
paid some guy from the Middle East just to share.
It does really look like we bought likes, which is kind of
because all
bugging me.
them- all
It was
of them
weird.
looked
All
like
the
fuck.
accounts were like Middle Eastern, Turkish,
Yeah.
Saudi
But
Arabia.
some of them looked real. This is the scariest thing. They had like posts from like 2018. They had stories up. They looked like, as you said, they'd aged in their photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's just something that it's a bot. But
They don't.
I was kind of getting freaked out because I was thinking like, do you think, like, what is the fucking point of this? Do you think anyone's behind, like, a real person's behind these bots, or do you think that like, this is now just like weird AI that's
what I
like
was gonna say.
not like
Has
proper AI, but like
yeah, has it got that sophisticated
Yeah.
that it can simulate
think
a different
I'm starting
person?
to get freaked out by AI these days.
Yeah, but what would be the point? That's what I'm saying. Right, okay, so we looked it
Yeah.
up. It was like, why would like an influx of bots just like your post out of nowhere? Because we have 22 followers. Our average likes on our videos is literally about 2 or 3.
yeah.
We got 1,000 likes within 12 hours.
I kind of do understand when they, do you know, when, like
And after that 12 hours, it also just bang.
Yeah,
No
stopped.
more.
And we didn't get one follower from that.
yeah.
And I looked at
also,
the
the professional-
insights. I looked at the
the
insights. About 4 people had gone onto the page, and it only had reached like 34 accounts.
it's
which doesn't make
mind-boggling.
sense.
So
But
it is so strange. I know. Yeah, sorry. They say that bots follow hashtags. Like if you have
Yeah.
hashtags on your post, like they'll just like kind of flock to it. But we didn't have any hashtags on ours, so this is where it becomes really strange.
I honestly was like,
Probably should've.
yeah, probably should have. We could have got a fucking, we could have got an
No.
army of bots. But
we didn't promote it or anything. We didn't promote
yeah,
the post.
I don't know, weird.
Didn't pay a penny.
But when I see shit like that, and I'm like, and I remember after like the U.S. election, like they found that there was just like millions of Russian bots kept on, like, you know, like
Voting.
fake news
Yeah.
and not voting,
Yeah.
but like, I'm like, it's so strange. Like, how much of the internet do you think is just like
Do you
Bot.
think?
not real people?
Yeah. Do you think Instagram like has some sort of sophisticated AI system to make it look like their app is so flooded with
I don't know.
traffic?
But
Do you think
it's-
so?
I just don't get the point to any of it, which is scary because then you're like, do you think they're and like how, you know, like a couple of years ago, you knew they were bots like immediately because it was just like
Yeah.
a username
they
and
had
there was no
some
photos.
loaded-
GXZ
yeah.
underscore 187.
There's no
or
photos.
something
Yeah.
like
And then, like,
series of numbers.
I went
and-
through and I was just picking random ones. I just like pick one, and it was like all pictures of like there was this one, and it was just pictures of like this cat, but it was all the same cat but different pictures. But I'm like, that cat, that's not a real person. There's
there was
cat.
another,
So
there was a guy who
yeah, no, but it was almost as if it just picked a random image and
On
was
Google,
like, this
and
is
then-
me,
Yeah.
and then got other, but it was a cat. So it's like, I know the fucking cat's not real, like
Yeah.
so. But
That
it-
was the same with like
There was
I
just-
picked I like scrolled down, pick one random person, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck's name was. Like, say I was like, he had like some weird Brazilian name like Florenzo or something. Like,
Florenzo.
and,
Yeah.
Florenzo's profile, you can like Florenzo posted last time 4 days ago. Previous to that, it was
Yeah.
like 4 weeks, a month, all the way back down to 2018, and it was him in every single one of the photos. He's posting stories like him driving a car in Brazil.
Yeah, and the strangest one that I saw was like, it was this like old guy's photo. He had like one post. Like, this is kind of one of the most obvious ones. It was just like a post of an old man like sitting on a sofa like this, and his like bio was like, "I love my daughters," and I was just like,
Yeah, that's also the weird thing. Some of the bios are weird.
"Yeah, they're so." That's what I
They're-
said. They're so uncanny valley, kind
Yeah.
of creepy in it. Like they look normal, but there's something's off about them.
I
Like
saw another one. It was like a girl's profile. I can't remember what exactly. Oh yeah, it was something like it was something to do with like World Women's Day or whatever the fuck. And but it the sentence didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was a wee bit
but
off.
it was
There's something
it was
weird.
that was in it, and
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucking scary.
One I
there's
saw
so
was-
uncanny about it. Like
One I saw was like another woman's profile, and it was like dates, and then like angels beside them, as if people had died on that day,
Yeah,
which is weird. Like, why does
and
a,
all of them have like
why does a
weird
bot know how to do that?
fonts.
And
Everyone
while I
has
was
weird
doing
fonts.
this, the fucking in the house by myself, the fucking door, the back door swung open, and I was like, ah! I thought the fucking AI was coming for me. Like,
it was creepy.
Bots, man.
And then there was the last guy that I saw was, he had. This is the thing as well, because normally the bots have like they're following like 1 million people, but they have no followers. All of these seem to have more followers than they were following,
yeah.
which was weird. And then I saw this guy who just had pictures of fish, just like pictures of fish that he caught. It
Yeah.
looked like the same guy. He
I
had
saw that boy
stories
as
up.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you put him.
Oh,
in.
you- oh,
That's
that's
right.
how-
That's how
yeah.
you know.
Which was so strange.
Yeah,
He looked the most relatively normal, but then it's like, how many fucking pictures of fish do you put in your Instagram, lad, without putting any pictures of yourself?
But he did have one up of himself. Himself on like a big fuck.
I don't know, but if these are bots, this is the creepiest
yeah, bots are coming.
sort
They
of
have to be.
AI
I think they
sophistication
have to be,
I've
like.
ever seen.
I saw this AI website the other day, and it'll make up a face of a person that doesn't exist for you, and every time you refresh it,
Yeah.
No.
that's weird.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Sorry.
Because how does it not ever reach? I'm sure it does reach a person that actually does exist, but like it's
Yeah,
weird
probably.
that some,
It can't make up. It has to have data. It can't.
but it can take somebody's eyes.
It can. Yeah.
Or just match
Yeah.
the-
So it mix and matches like
I don't know.
people's faces.
But then you could, within like parameters,
Ooh,
you could have like
tell
a
'em,
range
like what a nose
of-
looks like.
This is
and-
actually why it came out because there's something cracking down with Amazon's unions or something like that. Do you know like a big workplace of unions like?
Yes. Oh, they're getting. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
because
they're
this
making
is-
bots about that.
Right,
weren't
that's
they?
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was on Twitter. There was like people like just random way accounts, same sort of job, like maybe 3 followers and like 73.
Do you know what
followers
Amazon is up to? No good.
Yes, and
Yes,
it was all
that's
like,
exactly
and
what
the
I-
posts were like, oh, yeah, I guess union. What is it called? Unionization.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unionization for workers. Yeah, I guess it's good, but cost you a lot of lawyers. Like
Yeah,
that
this-
was like the post.
Amazon has like this huge warehouse somewhere in America, and they got into the traffic lights outside the warehouse and would change them so that the ones going out of the big huge car park for like 1,000 cars would always be green, because the guys that were handing out leaflets would like stand at the traffic lights and give them out at red lights. They got in contact with like someone in the town. They got them lights changed so that the lights would always be green, so they would never have to stop. So people would just be driving home like, oh, I don't, just go on. And then there's another one that they found. It was like in a predominantly like black area. They hired all these ex-convicts, right? All these white like skinhead guys to go in and they had like badges on them being like say no to unions, and they like would put them into these like predominantly like black warehouses to try and basically just intimidate them
That's
to
crazy.
stop. Amazon is
So right,
Wild.
so a
Amazon
union,
are
a
just
union for
business.
workers, is it so they can become their own governing body for their rights and stuff?
yeah. So you have your own voice. It's a bit like
Yeah.
the people in the UFC, like the UFC fighters are always trying to get together. See,
Yeah,
the problem is
unionize.
none of them will get together, so therefore you're like
But it's
only-
terrible for the company because it means they have no control over the.
Yeah, it means you can't
workers
just
and
like
It's
boss
like
them about.
fuck
Like.
them
It's
around.
almost like if they demand a pay wage or a pay hike, they have to give it.
Yeah.
Like same way like John Jones like 8 to 10 million, no chance. Like and if like a whole band of them come together, John
Yeah.
Jones is going to end up
Yeah.
getting 20 million.
I think that might have been an April Fool's. Was it? He said something like that.
No, he said that him and Dana had sat down and agreed, and then he was like, April Fools.
Oh, what
Yeah.
a scumbag!
I know.
God damn it.
But no,
John
so
Jones.
basically, yeah, they just don't want any unionization because they're just like,
yeah,
we
and
can make
the famous
gazillions.
meme was that they took the
the
Dude
guy from Dude
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect's face and put it on there.
Yeah.
it was funny,
And was like, yeah, I guess you could unionize, but I don't know, it costs a lot of money on lawyers and
Yeah.
whatnot. Is it worth
Nuts.
it? Like, hashtag, is it worth it? And it's like, are they just making bots to like make this like a trending thing?
But the thing is, like, you think like, oh well, that like we caught.
that was the exact profile I'm on about.
Yes, yeah.
And they changed the photo, and
Yeah.
they had searched the photo that they had got was from that website.
It was Dude Perfect.
This person does not exist.
Oh, it's so.
Oh.
fucking
But that's what
creepy.
they changed. Like after that Dude Perfect guy was caught out, after
Yeah.
that they were like these Amazon bots aren't even trying anymore. Like
Yeah.
they just like scan the
this,
internet or whatever.
This AI and social media is
But-
becoming a.
But you think like oh well, that got caught out, but it does. I don't think it matters if you know what I mean. At the end of the day, like that message is already been out there. Someone might have saw. So I don't think it's like it's not that they care. Like oh, you found out, whatever. We've got like
what,
a
50
million other like that.
ones, like that no
You
one's
know,
seen.
yeah, it's fucking
And
strange.
the sophistication that we saw, I wouldn't be fucking surprised what Amazon have. Like,
I know.
they
I
could make.
know.
Well, sure. Have you not seen on Snapchat? They're making those fake people that are becoming like social media
Oh yeah,
influencers.
that girl's funny. What do you call her?
No, it's not funny. It's fucking crazy. And it's creepy. I don't like
know
it.
why. She entertains me. Look.
Why?
What is her name?
Why is she? She's not a real person.
Yeah, but she's always doing real person things.
Watch a real person do real person things. Oh my god, that's actually gonna trigger me. Why would you? That's like, do you whenever like the?
She's like just going shopping here, and then she like posts loads of photos of her like Louis Vuitton purse or whatever, and you're thinking like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but it's not real.
It's weird that
is
it's weird that a wee
coded.
robot
I
girl
would-
can do that. Like,
That would-
program made that. No, a robot didn't do that. They programmed it to look like that.
don't
to
know
be
who
fair,
that
I'm
Someone
having a hard
look
enough time to
I can't
fucking
tell the
grasp
difference.
onto my insanity
I
at the
might
moment.
know.
Like, I don't need any more fucking.
That Yeah, no, that whole like weird. I hope that doesn't become a movement where they
I just-
create fake famous people.
Imagine, that'd be interesting actually.
Well,
That's how they control.
they did that in Japan. Do you
that's how
remember?
they control the civilizations.
Do you remember in Japan? That girl like
Oh,
Hatsune Miku.
yeah.
This girl's really popular on Snapchat.
No, but have you seen this? Have you ever heard of that? That
No, I
girl,
haven't
she's like
seen
blue
it.
hair. She's like anime girl.
It's like a
Maybe.
but they yeah
it's like a music thing.
yeah. She
It's like
makes
the
music.
gorillas,
Yes.
She
I
makes
guess.
music,
It's like the
yeah.
gorillas, I think. You know,
But
they're not
she
real.
was like she was like projected as a hologram
Yes. So
on
yeah.
stage.
So you went
Yeah,
to
but
like
people were going to.
And the Japanese people were going
Yeah.
like wild screaming and shit
Yeah.
out of fucking like light.
that was
being
another thing in
projected on
World War
stage.
Three that like realistically AI would be like used so much, but at the
I'm
end of
seeing
the
a lot
day,
of that too as well. Like loads of like news clips and like thumbnails are like, will AI robots take over soldiers and stuff?
and the
it's
answer
like,
is
have you
no.
ever seen Terminator?
They
Imagine
won't-
you
they
were-
won't
you
though.
were, I don't know, like you're, don't know, say this like I don't know, 200 years down the line or something like that. You're in a nightclub just having a good time. Turn around,
A robot comes.
shit this wee bird.
It's not real.
she's a robot. Or,
She's a robot.
No, I don't want that to happen.
I'm really struggling with shit like that.
No, I fucking.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's why that story came to mind. Like,
No, yeah.
Like what? How did I find out?
same way.
I
everybody
gave her.
finds out.
I gave her a drink and she short circuited.
So
Like
circuited.
Nah,
Zzz.
robots that can drink.
androids can drink.
Shit a USB port.
GSP port.
GSP port. No, but that was another thing. I
What
was
if
like
it
looking at all that like AI, so, and this was like realistically if World War Three happened, like from then on, like
Or
peop-
what if?
the like like the absolute destruction that like robots would cause would like fuck humans up about like AI and stuff forever, like because they'd be used and then like they have no remorse or anything.
Yeah.
And like really, see, it doesn't
They're
matter how
unfeeling,
sophisticated
cold
like anything
machines.
gets. You still need infantry. Like that'll always be.
Yeah, you need people.
Like you need people.
But
So you
imagine
just get minced by
what you
robots.
said.
so-
instead of just random like girls that are robots in a nightclub, imagine bouncers that are robots, and then they come up and like ID
Not the name
please. Yeah, they're like
squish your heads.
no, they're like ID please, and you give the ID, and then they go scan you, and they're like blood alcohol levels above 4, you're kicked out.
And they go like, "Would you like to buy any binds?"
No, they've got like they've a cigarette
Thompson's.
dispenser. and,
the
like,
Thompson's robots.
Yeah. Actually, pretty
that'd be
sick.
pretty sick actually.
Yeah, man, they're just wee venom machines.
They
Yeah,
have
but
like
what
one lady robot who's like really butch and like lift you and throws you back.
Yeah, she's gonna fight you. Like.
She is feisty, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's got-
That
But
girl's
like if those
angry.
robot like bouncers scanned you, they just know what you're on, and then now you can't spoof real life people because it's a robot.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
I
clubs.
Right. Okay. So this
yeah,
is
they're probably not gonna be able to afford that kind of
Yeah.
gear.
what reminded.
Not only that, but they also faced on people who take drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that as well.
Good
That's their
point.
clientele.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. This is what whenever you said about that, you know, like this is a fake person thing.
Oh yeah.
That reminded me of something. Do you ever hear about like Jane Does and John Does?
Mm.
Yep.
How creepy is that? Like
Yeah,
where they find
just
like a
find
dead
people.
body, and what they do is if they're unrecognizable, what they'll do, they'll try to the best of their ability to reconstruct their face based on not like a normal person, but based on like their weird quirks,
Caricatures.
like characters and quirks, so that the final image that they come up with whenever they finally like kind of reconstruct it is this creepy, distorted,
ever seen
uncanny
it?
valley. They are the look them
Weird.
up.
Are they
They-
like computer generated things?
Yeah, they
can be drawn as well, like-
People
like
people
probably-
can do them with clay as well.
Yeah, probably now they're
Yeah,
they're
they're
computerized.
computerized, but they are the creepiest things I've ever seen.
So it's
And
like-
some people it works
It works-
because some
it
people
works
like
really
kind of be
well,
like,
yeah.
oh, I remember that girl had like buggy eyes.
Yeah. So see,
do Jane Does and John Does
I
like
don't like this.
reconstructions.
Oh, here we go. Here. That sort of shit.
No, they're kind of like more. They're so scary. They've got like this weird like creepy, like they don't look human,
Yeah.
but they are human, and that's how they find missing people.
Like that?
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
know what we're
Like
looking for here. Like these
that's
are
what
weird.
They, yeah, or don't they look like normal people, but
but
they aren't.
they're not like yeah.
Like, hold on. Go do Jane Doe as well. John Doe and Jane Doe's.
Anyway, they're straight up
Gene
freaks.
Doe Roblox.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, what is your fucking
Yeah, I know,
cookies on your
Jesus
Google?
Christ.
Like,
Anyway, regardless, there's weird looking guys
yeah, and they're
and gals.
terrifying. Like that's the real shit that freaks me out. Like, oh, like looking at them is so unsettling.
Do you know what's? Do you ever see that video of like
Do you have the power to edit to throw some of them on screen? If we're on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I guess.
I just do like them on. Let's
Yeah.
go. Right, we're gonna throw them up on screen. You can have a look at them yourself and get freaked out.
Alright, throw them up on the screen.
Yeah, throw them on the screen now.
Did you ever see that thing? Museum was like recreated mummies' vocal cords.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
just
just a mummy
Ah!
going. No, it's not even just.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand.
It's so
What's the
funny,
point in that?
Exactly.
I guess just to
Like,
just
why
to
have you
save
spent?
time.
Why have you spent $10 million for it to hear somebody go like?
Like, get it to say something like "Let's go" or something. Like, not.
Oh, this is one thing that I was again looking at. I think this was like last year, maybe the year before. This guy was in the news who's called like the Chinese Frankenstein, and
Nice.
basically what happened was like
Taking bodies,
came
sewing
out-
them together.
not as crazy as that, but kind of crazy. As well. He came out this, there was this like big like conference, and he just like going through the PowerPoint like, and saying how there was these like twins that were born or that were gonna be born, and the parent had HIV, so they were gonna have HIV. So he just went in and was like spliced a couple of splices, used that CRISPR stuff for it, and made it so they didn't have HIV. And people were like, "Yeah, bro, you're going to prison. You can't do that. Like, so you might use in jail now because you can't be fucking with people's shit." But then, the question does come, well, like,
But they not do
But
that.
you
in
did it for the
future.
better cause. That's what the question was.
yeah, and they did a big like kind of survey, and it's like, do you think you should be able to do it if they have like a disease that they're gonna
Well,
have?
this
And
is
everyone was like yes. Then the second was like if they had like if they're gonna be disabled or something, people usually say yes. But that's like to make your baby smarter, and people are like, no, stop.
No, that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
borderline.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
designer
that's the
babies,
thing.
model
That's the
baby-
thing.
yeah,
Like,
designer babies.
where is the line? It's such a grey.
Man,
Yeah,
area,
that's
like-
that's
I
but
would
that's
be
what they
like,
would teach in like
let's
those
go.
philosophy classes. Like that would be one of those moral dilemmas.
Hey, for
Ethical
me,
dilemmas.
Oh yeah,
even.
that's
Easy.
definitely a thing.
I'd be
like,
like,
Yeah.
make me 7 foot tall,
Yeah.
make
I
me
can
NBA.
just have pure like
Right,
muscle,
let's be honest,
and I
right.
can sprint like.
If you, right, let's get a wee, let's do like a little ethical question right now. Okay, so James, you just had sex with your beautiful wife. She is pregnant. You take her to the.
CRISPR.
You're 23 years.
CRISPR, like rice CRISPR.
He's like, no, you don't do that. Okay, stop jumping ahead.
Hurry up!
Okay,
That's
you're
the
20
longest sentence ever.
Shut up. Right, so you're like 23. You're kind of young. You're not really fit. You are. You're not. You're not really fit, but you're ready for it to take a baby into the
You're
world.
fit as fuck, man.
Yeah, you're fit as fuck. You get like an ultrasound. She goes, hard luck, mate.
What does that mean?
She,
Nothing
there. I don't
it's,
think-
it's gonna come out with like goob face or like Down syndrome, like one of
See,
them.
you're not allowed to say that. Group of
Well,
Well,
no,
I mean,
no.
my next
I
point,
didn't
my
say-
next
I said-
I'm about
I
to spit
said-
facts here.
I
like-
said goob face or Down syndrome. I didn't say they were the two of the same things. Okay, and then he goes, but we have Splicer Crisp over here, whatever his name
CRISPR
And
and splice.
is. Crisp. He's gonna come over and crisp and splice
We
your
can
baby.
CRISPR your baby right up. No
Yeah.
worries.
He's
Make
gonna,
them epic
he's gonna crisp and splice your baby so that it's
into
normal.
that baby.
Would you do? Yeah. Would you say yeah?
Is it like really bad deformity?
Yeah, it's gonna come out with goob face or something.
How far down the line is this? 2 years down the line?
do you mean?
Straight away as soon as it comes out. What are you talking about?
What are
No,
you talking
like
about?
in
Well,
global
just-
time.
Oh,
Like how okay is it
Yeah.
for me to do it?
well, obviously.
Wait, what are you
Oh,
talking
right,
about?
okay. So you're saying, is it legal now?
Is it
Or-
legal?
No,
is it
legal
like
as
it's
fuck.
is
legal,
people still
but
having
it's
children
legal. But
that's-
as soon as you come out of the hospital, there's people screaming at you and like
Yeah.
picketing you. And like, put up heads. They're like, "You're a scumbag. Go to hell. You're gonna go to hell for meddling with God's work."
don't know. Like you probably face that anyway, won't you?
Yep.
Probably.
That's what people do whenever they
But
try to get
little
abortions.
Jimmy,
Exactly.
little Jimmy Junior, like he's gonna be goob. He can either be
Yeah.
goob face or he could be
Oh,
hot as
longer face,
fuck.
like.
Yeah. So would you want him to look decent looking, or do you want him to be good face? Like,
Do you want to have a sexy baby, basically?
yeah. You
Yes.
clip that
There's,
part.
there's
mate.
no worry about that.
This is Daniel Burns talking.
Uh,
What was your name? Yeah.
Alright, so, well, this is the other thing. This is actually happening in real life.
wait a second.
In
Is that camera on an angle?
Yeah, it looked like it just failed or something weird like that. I don't know. It looked like that. No, because I looked at it earlier on and it didn't look like that.
So yeah, this is actually happening in countries that have like very lenient like abortion laws.
Which
Like-
is where?
like-
Yeah,
Switzerland.
just out of interest.
I think the one I saw on this was Denmark.
Yeah.
And
Scandinavian countries are always way.
Yeah,
ahead
I
of us.
actually
they
noticed that
now
too.
have had in the last couple of years like 7 people born with Down syndrome.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. Wait. Well, that is good, right?
Is
Here.
That's like people not getting born with, like, you know.
can Down syndrome, is that
Oh,
like, how
because
does
they're
that work?
killing them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that's the thing.
right. Okay.
What did you think?
I was kind of like, oh, like
You thought they
were
got their act
splicing.
together?
I thought they were splicing.
No, no one can splice.
Splicing's
It's,
not a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's illegal to be crisping
okay,
people.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
We did. I did this module in
Might
uni.
have fucked up there.
I gotta edit that and just like do like.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, actually, please do that.
I did this module in uni last year, and it was called what was it called? Emergence of Technology, and you had to produce a PowerPoint at the end about like technology which you would like to see. Well, not that you would
More
like to
of.
see, but like just like explain a technology to somebody else in the class. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
50 people in the class. You had to sit through hours of listening to people's technologies, and like I think maybe 15 of them did CRISPR. Like, I just
Fair enough.
didn't listen to anything.
Well, to be
It's
fair,
pretty sweet.
you know,
I did-
crisping. I think crisping to an extent.
I did.
Man, I'd be like, crisp me right up. Bro. I
No,
don't
because
care.
I don't want to be. You don't want to be fucking
But then they
crisping.
crisp you too much.
We could be the
You're
Because
not
last.
then
the
the
same person.
NBA would be shit because you're going to be crisping 7-foot tall ballers. Like,
Yeah, everybody's
let's
crisp.
be honest,
Then to make
you're
them
gonna
new
want a son-
sports that are just
crisp.
But
That
this
is
is
just
this is the
everyone
thing.
fights
Do you
to do
introduce steroids into sports?
yeah, some of the
yeah.
boring ones, 100%.
What? Some
The
of the boring ones?
golf steroids. They should all be on steroids and just be
What,
like,
they be fucking smacking the ball into other continents?
yeah,
Like,
and then they have to, and then
Yeah,
they
it'd be
fight the
hard.
alligators and shit. Like, if not,
I think they should do like steroids in like
Olympics?
Olympics,
oh,
Yeah.
100%.
so they can see really how far the human,
Human
body can go.
Here, well,
Well, then people just have
turns
heart
out
attacks.
Russia was doing that quite a bit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that far.
the old Ruskies.
They're really corrupt, man.
Yeah.
When it comes
they're a
to
couple of bad
messed
bad
up.
boys.
Wait.
a couple of come to boxing as well. Shout out Mickey.
We were
man.
talking about this
Yeah.
movie last night. That is Icarus.
Icarus.
Oh, I think you were talking to me about that.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah.
That's just about how them fucking
we were talking-
fixing everything,
Were
wasn't
we
it?
talking about
we were
that
talking
on this
No, I don't think
like
so.
a while ago? Oh,
No, I don't think I remember. It's a great movie. Check it out. Shout
yeah,
out
they were up
Icarus.
there. They were a couple of bull boys.
Brian Fogel and what do you call the Russian? Can't remember.
I
Dimitri
don't
or
know.
something. I don't know.
Probably.
Felix probably Dimitri. But it was a good movie. It's quite
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but do you know Russia? I always wondered, like, what was the whole? Do you know, like they invaded Ukraine? Do you know, like, war's still going?
Yeah.
And
There is
do
just
you know
a
what?
million wars.
But do you
going
know
on
what
right
happened?
now.
There's not loads of wars, but it's just
yeah,
at a
they're all
permanent
like-
ceasefire kind
They're
of
all
right
like
now.
wee proxies and stuff. But what happened was when Russia started just invading the Crimea, Ukraine just didn't have enough army, so they just started arming like volunteers, and now all the volunteers are just like, yeah, we're not giving the guns back, mate. So there's like a huge like militia in Ukraine, and they
Militarized
just got all the boys just got like guns and shit, and now they're just out on the front line just popping Russians. Like, it's so weird.
In fairness, like if you're a fella next door,
Does that go against
gun,
anything?
Like you need a gun as well.
I don't
That's
think
the
But to
same-
be fair, they don't have any orders technically, right?
Yeah, that's the problem is like Ukraine, like they say like, oh yeah, they're like in charge and stuff, but like
They just can't control them.
they're not in charge anyway. Like, there's just a load of boys just getting wild, just drinking brews with like
guns off
rocket
everywhere,
launchers.
like.
Like, it's,
Lynching Russians, like.
it does look, it literally, and it's so funny just watching like the I think Vice did a video on them. It looks like they're in the fucking Holy Lands, and they just all go like, and they all just go up to the window and start like shooting at it.
Some of them Middle Eastern countries just look like they're in the Holy
Ukraine's
Land, like.
not.
They always look
Not
like. To be
Middle
fair,
East.
have you ever
No,
see
not
those?
Middle East.
Alright.
Oh my god, Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe.
Do you ever see those like those videos of like people in the Middle East like shooting? They always look like they're having the time of their life.
Yeah.
They're all like they shoot a
Smash
big
few brews,
fucking
yeah.
AK-47 and they're all like giggling, and like sniper shots are like taking people's hats off, and they're like, that was close. I'd be sitting there cowering in the corner crying myself to sleep, like. Or do you ever see the one where they have this, pull this one up, Myles, in the after edits,
No.
but it's like a guy with like a stick, and he's got like this like scarecrow-esque type thing in the end, and he's like, "Wait,"
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
pointing it like round the corner, and just gets fucking machine gunned, like.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Have you not seen that?
They're just getting
That's fucked up.
they're just getting
they're just always up to
loosey-goosey
off
out
sorts.
there,
Like. It's the Israelis, isn't it, that do that? They're kind of like just fucking cuckoo
The
crazy.
Israeli-
Like.
Israelis is the ones with the army.
Israelis
have,
are
like, the
heavy-
organised-
They have
Yeah, that's where the Krav Maga came from.
yeah. Israelis have the hot babes on TikTok. That you ever seen that with the? I thought it was. So the Israeli army, they you have to do
In military service.
Yeah. But then they'll handpick like the women to kind of be like the face of the army,
Ah yes.
so that Americans like will see and marry them. Because you know, like if you're Jewish, you're supposed to like visit
Israel.
Yeah, you're
Israel,
supposed
like,
to visit your home.
If
Like that
you
guy,
are
yeah.
Jewish,
There's a
I
word
think
for that, right?
yeah, I can't remember. Oh yeah.
Called,
I know there's in there because it's similar as like Muslims have to
Mecca.
go to Mecca.
Yeah.
But that guy H3.
Whenever they go on a holy journey.
Yeah, it's
A
called a holy
like a
pilgrimage.
pilgrimage,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, there's an actual like, you know.
I
But
think I read this the other day that if you're Jewish, you can claim citizenship in Israel.
Yeah.
Israel.
yeah, well, that was given to them. It's
Yeah, but like even if you're like a Jew living in like wherever.
Yeah.
Which I think was interesting.
it's just a Jewish country. Like they
What
were
about
just,
Kendrick Lamar? He
after
claims
World War
he's-
II, they were just like, okay, you Jewish
Just can
people
live
can
here.
just get a country,
Yeah. What a
and some
pity.
people are none too pleased. But as I was saying, because that guy H3,
Yeah, Ethan Klein.
yeah, his
Yeah, she was in the
she
Israeli army.
and and she was saying that
He met her on that weird
Yeah,
pilgrimage
exactly.
thing. Like.
and she was in the army, and they make like and now if you go on TikTok, I've seen so many of them. It's just like these hot Israeli women
And
in
then
the military doing TikToks.
I'd
Right.
marry them.
What do they do? Like dances and stuff.
Yeah,
Shoot fucking
Weird.
AK-47s.
a wheel of a time. Like.
And
It's strange
what's
I guess.
what's the point? Is Israel trying
because
to get
they want to
people,
get
like, spread everywhere?
they're just gonna get like American money and stuff and
Oh, weird.
yeah.
Weird.
Money and stuff. Wow.
Probably.
That's insensitive.
Yeah,
That's
well, you know,
weird.
That's insensitive.
Hey, whatever.
I don't know.
I
Um,
respect all religions, all creeds, and all beliefs and
Yeah.
colors of skin.
Shout out Jews. Shout out Israel.
No.
Shout out Palestine.
Yeah, shout out
Shout out
everybody.
Palestine, yeah. Shout out both of them.
We're gonna get shadow banned.
Yeah. Shout out.
What? Yeah.
Just
I don't
beep
know.
that one.
Why do Northern Ireland people love Palestinians?
Because
They're
British
fighting
love
the same
Israel.
fight.
Israel.
They're fighting the same
Oh.
fight.
Is
It's
that
not
why?
really that they're fighting the same fight. It's just
Yeah.
It's
But,
kind of like-
but to be fair, if you ever go on any rebel music ever on YouTube, all the comments are like, Palestine,
yeah.
we stand with Ireland and all, and you're like,
It's interesting.
It, like ironically.
What?
thanks. Like, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were being cheeky.
Yeah,
no,
I
I'd
don't
be
know
like,
what
right, get yours. Like, okay. Did you think I was being sarcastic?
Yeah, no, I did. But
are you saying thanks to?
The Palestinians.
Oh.
yeah. Anyway,
oh right.
fuck me.
I didn't know what the hell's going on here. Look.
Turn it up into sixth gear, mate. That's where we are
But
right now.
what's kind of ironic is the fact that I literally think the amount of people that do support, like they're like, oh yeah, go past and stuff, and they fly. I don't think they realize like they're Muslims. Like they're they're just all in we schmicks that right
Yeah.
they're racist as fuck. You're like, do you know where Palestine is on a map?
No.
You fucking
No
dickhead.
chance.
Never.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. Like, fair enough, support you because and then there was another one as well. I'm pretty sure at some stage they were like, right, we're gonna take their flag as well and just put them up. It's like anyone that the British is kind of
But the
they
English
just go
like
they go the opposite. Like.
Oh.
Did the
interesting.
British have any sort of involvement in Palestine?
I'm probably giving the Israel's money.
Well, what do you mean?
I thought it was just that Palestinians think that they're the indigenous people of their land, and Israelis think that they are, so they fight over the land or something.
Yeah, but I guess because Britain gave Israel.
Palestine.
No, they gave the Jews Israel
Yeah.
after World War II. The Americans and
But the,
British.
Palestinians have been, like, kinda
Palestinians have been living there
segregated to
for
their
like
own land.
millions of years. Is
Yeah.
that not what it was?
Technically, yeah.
They live in squalor, though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
not-
sure
it's not a good time-
Palestine
it's
is
not a good time,
pretty
like.
bad. Like,
It's because there's
Yeah.
a war.
It's like the West, but yes, it just gets bombed.
yeah.
The West Bank looks pretty nice in parts. Did you ever see it? Like photos of the West Bank. It like looks like they have like nice houses. there.
Do they not look like a favela? That's what it
Kinda,
looks like
yeah,
to
some,
me.
some shite. Like,
Oh.
some parts.
Yeah, because I remember. Dude, what am I?
And like Gaza Strip.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, the
I didn't
Gaza
want to sound
Strip's literally
stupid.
just
Yeah, it is.
I didn't want
bombs
to
and
sound stupid, but I was like, is the Gaza Strip involved in this as well? But then I was
Yeah.
like, wait, is that like somewhere in Iraq?
Because I
or
think it's
something?
it's like the tiniest wee part, and it's away from
That's
the
the
rest.
one they fight over, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right, okay.
Wasn't that the one where there was like a standstill for like weeks and weeks and weeks?
Yeah.
Or there was like.
Was
something
this
going
not
on?
relevant back in like 2012 or something? Like,
It's been relevant for fucking.
Like this one, I mean. Look at
decades.
that there photo. West Bank doesn't look bad there.
To be
Like,
fair,
look at
is the West Bank? I think that's all. Is that
It
all
looks like
Israel
a
now
sh-
though? The
it-
West Bank.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
that looks good to you.
Well, like as far as like a
Yeah,
war
like-
zone goes. Entering the war zone.
It looks like
It looks like what?
it kind of looks like a shitty resort in Spain.
Right.
Sorry to the Palestinian people, but
No, that's Israel now.
Israel.
my God, this is
Right.
so
Anyway, there's the R. Anyway.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
That's
well.
enough
Hopefully,
Israelites,
hopefully your head wasn't
Palestinians.
absolutely fried at the end there with nonsense. Like,
God knows.
Right.
God
Well,
knows.
that was episode 8, 9.
9.
No,
Nine.
it's
9 or 9.
10.
Not anymore, mate.
Nah, 9
We
anymore.
have to
mate.
go back.
yeah.
These are the
whiteboard.
lost tapes. So.
Yeah.
Look, just want to say,
Numero 9.
we appreciate everyone who follows this stuff, and you know, the small people who listen, and
Palestine.
you know, we appreciate y'all and Palestine.
And Palestine.
And Israel.
And Israel.
Everybody.
Gotta
We
remember.
stand with everybody.
Yeah, we just sit on the fence.
We gotta remember who owns the media. Cut that out. Cut that out.
Right.
Alright, it's
anyway,
over. It's
that's
done.
all.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, so this has been episode whatever the fuck. With
Oh shit.
Yeah, damn right. Can't cut that out.
With
James.
I know.
Myles.
Right.
Peace out.
Look.